In the last 30 days, Pete and Pedro has done $356,000 on Amazon. Pretty awesome, right? It is awesome, but there's more to the story than what all these gurus trying to sell you courses on how to set up an Amazon account probably want you to know. And today I want you to know it, because Amazon is an incredible opportunity, but it doesn't come without a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a ton of headaches. Now, back up a little bit. I didn't always want to sell on Amazon. I was very actually against Amazon. I'm like, screw Amazon. I don't want to give them commission. I want everybody just to come to PeteandPedro.com so that I had like better margins. Remember, I'm a margins guy. I thought, because I was a dummy, that everybody that wanted Pete and Pedro was just going to come to PeteandPedro.com and buy there. I didn't need to be on Amazon. But then I saw some article or some statistic that basically said, no, there's people that just shop on Amazon. And if it's not there, they're not going to buy it. They're not going to come to PeteandPedro.com. And so I thought, you know what? If they're shopping there and they want to buy it, I might as well be there. And the other thing that kind of solidified this idea is that when I went to Amazon and searched Pete and Pedro, it auto-filled, which meant people were searching for it. Now, did those people come to PeteandPedro.com? Who knows? I'll never know. But I set up a store. Now, when I set up a store, the option was, do you want to do Prime, FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, or do you want to do FBM, which is fulfillment by merchant? Now, I said, no, I don't want Amazon having all my stuff. I also, once again, am a margins guy. And so I said, no, I'm going to do FBM, or fulfillment by merchant. I'm also going to charge $5 shipping on every single product I sell. I charge $5 shipping on every single order. Now, today, right, you think about that, it's crazy. You would never think about buying from a merchant that didn't offer free shipping or Prime or whatever. And so at the time, I was like, I don't even care, right? If they want to buy it there, they can. And they did. We're doing like $100,000 a month. Now, when we started, of course, we didn't do that, but it grew over time to basically be about $1 million worth of my business over on Amazon. Right now, something you need to understand, Amazon is all about those stars, those ratings, and they are really difficult to get. But you're not going to start to even show in terms of the search results until you have, I think it's like 20 or 30, the reviews, right? And the reviews need to be good, because if somebody sees your product and your reviews are like a 2-star, people are never going to do it. We look to other people that are like us that have bought the product. We want to know what they think, because with Amazon, there's no fake in the reviews, right? You actually will get banned from Amazon if you think you're smarter than Amazon, right? Everybody does it. I thought about it, right? You think, okay, if I'm going to sell on Amazon, I'm just going to have my friends buy a bunch of products and rate it. Well, Amazon's got some weird, like, technical algorithmic amazingness that can actually detect that. And if they think or find out that you're doing it, boom, you're off, which is something else we've got to talk about. Amazon doesn't ask questions. They don't care if you sell. They are going to kick you off, and then it is your job to prove that you weren't doing it, or that you fixed it, or that you're sorry, because that's what happens. Amazon doesn't give a crap about you. They're too big. Everything is automated. The other thing that Amazon doesn't have is great customer service. And by not great customer service, they have like no customer service. Another amazing thing about Amazon is when the algorithmic bot thing, right, basically just identifies or flags your product as potentially like hazardous or misclassifies it, and guess what? Boom, you're off. Like literally, Amazon is incredibly challenging when it comes to actually selling. Now, once you get things all like sort of situated, you think you're out of the woods. You're not. It still happens. To this day, on a weekly basis, Pete and Pedro is basically having to deal with some type of Amazon issue. So just know, if you are going to be selling on Amazon, it is not as simple as, all you do is send it this and no. It is very challenging. So anyway, back to my story. So I'm selling on Amazon for a few years. I got it up to like $1 million. And then last year, at about, I guess it was like September, my marketing director, Mike, he was always like, yo, we gotta possibly try Prime, right? We gotta try Prime and FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon. I'm like, why? He's like, I think that we're going to make up our margin based on volume. I think that we're going to do that much more business that you're not even going to care that your margins have shrunk to almost, well, I'll tell you what they are in a second. I'm like, all right, how do we test this? Because when you do something like this, instead of just going like all in and trying it, right? What I recommend is test. Everything when it comes to business, marketing, is about testing. You got to look at the data and see what happens. And so we had a ton of historical data over the years of what we've sold on a regular basis on Amazon. And so we took a SKU, pomade, that we knew had a high search volume. All right. Now, historically, like from the past, like trailing 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, we knew that we were selling around 60 pomades a month. So we knew what we were doing, right? And so we took this one SKU, get our pomade ready, we send it to Amazon, the FBA center. Basically the way that it works, you send it to their center and then they will distribute it to the different like fulfillment locations. And so we sent them, we labeled everything, because with Amazon, the one thing you have to do is bag and label, put a sticker on every single product that you ship. And so let me just give you a little example, all right? So right here, this over here, right here, this whole pallet right here is sea salt sprays. It's going to Amazon. Every single one had to be manually taken out of the package, bagged up, and a sticker put on it, all right? You can't just like ship stuff that you get from your vendor or your manufacturer and just ship it off. You've got to do a little bit of legwork, and it is definitely time consuming, especially when you start doing like some big volume. So anyway, so we sent off our pomade, all right, and then we basically waited. We also bumped the price up. Now me, right, I'm thinking, wait a second. If they know that they're gonna be able to get that product at PeteandPedro.com, they're able to use a discount, and they're gonna get it for cheaper, there's no way. Why would I go to Amazon and buy it? It doesn't matter. People still do. They also don't mind charging or paying a little bit more if they're gonna get free shipping. And so that's what we did. We sent off our pomade, and then we waited for a month. Let's see what happens. We sold 250 pomades. The month before, historical data, 60. Woo! So now what do? Well, let's try another product. Let's see if the theory and the experiment holds true. So we did it with clay, knowing that a lot of people were searching for hair clay. Guess what? Same damn thing happened. This was a light bulb moment for us. Now, let's talk about the margins. Like I've mentioned in the Pete and Pedro video, my margins at PeteandPedro.com right here, when I sell on my website, take it into account, all the discounts and everything, is around 26%. So for every $1 million I sell at PeteandPedro.com, right, I'm making $260,000 profit that I'm sticking right in my pocket. Then I'm paying taxes and taxes. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, with Amazon, after you crunch all the numbers, I'm not going to go into all the details, 36%. So for every dollar that you sell, right? So give you an example. If you sell this water bottle for $1, Amazon is taking 36 cents on every dollar. But the other thing that you're actually taking out is the advertising, which is another amazing thing about Amazon. It is super easy and effective and very targeted in terms of the advertising. Crazy ROAS. ROAS is return on ad spend. Brings me to something else we got to talk about, and that is ad spend. It is really super easy to target on Amazon. Crazy effective, crazy targeted, right? Facebook, it's not that good anymore. Google is actually pretty good, but the best bang for your advertising buck by far is Amazon. My ROAS, or return on ad spend, is 4.7 on Amazon. All right, 4.7. So if I spend $10,000, I'm generating $47,000 in sales. But once again, Amazon has taken their 36%. When you actually do all the math, all the returns, all the everything, basically the way that it works out for Pete and Pedro is 20%. Basically, my profit margin selling on Amazon FBA, or fulfillment by Amazon, and doing Prime and all that, is 20%. So that same $1 million, if I sell $1 million on Amazon, instead of $260,000, I'm making $200,000. And the amazing thing is that once you start to actually climb in terms of your stars and your ratings, it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You just start getting more and more and more sales because more people are just organically finding your products or finding your store. Now, in terms of the setup, delivery. Anyway, sorry for the beeping. Now, in terms of setup with Amazon, it's pretty easy-ish, but to make a really good store, there's something called A+ content. So we had a store at Amazon for a long time. It was kind of like, kind of not that great, but it was okay. But then when we decided to go like really heavy in Amazon and really take it to that next level, we invested time and resources in terms of building up our store. It took on average, or I should say approximately, 400 hours worth of work. It took some money. We hired an agency to actually help us, which didn't really do all that great, but we ended up spending a lot of time and a lot of money to really make a more robust store that looks a little bit more professional. We've got video, we've got graphics, we've got charts. It's pretty impressive. In terms of how to find the products, to sell on Amazon, it really is up to you. All right, Alibaba, like we talked about before, private label is great. So what a lot of people do, I'm going to save you a little bit of cash, right, buying somebody's course. What a lot of people do will basically go and find what the popular products on Amazon are in the various categories. Then they'll go to Alibaba, they'll find a version of that or that exact thing, because you're going to see on Amazon, a lot of people are selling the exact same product, just labeled different, packaged different, and that's what happened. They basically private labeled it, and then boom, off to the races, right? Well, you can do the exact same thing. If there's a product that you're just like really interested in, you basically go to Alibaba, you find it, you work with the manufacturer, you design your own logo, your label, you can change the color, and basically then you have your own product, and then you sell. Not that simple. You have to set everything up and get it here and all that good stuff. But the upside is that you can start an Amazon store fairly easily. Now, in terms of selling exclusively on Amazon, I am not a fan of that, because one of the downsides of Amazon is that you have no access to the customer data. On your website, somebody buys, you can build an email list, and as that email list grows, that's an instant marketing opportunity, right? Amazon, you can't do that. You literally have no customer data when somebody buys your product on Amazon, which means you can never market to them. You can advertise to them through Amazon, but you can't send an email to them. But if they buy from your business or your website, then you can. And so what I would recommend is have two separate businesses. Basically, think of them like this, right? Your .com, that's going to be your retail. And then Amazon, the way that I think of it is almost like a wholesale account. I think of my Amazon as my wholesale, right? The margins are a little bit lower, but the good news is that the scale and the growth has been tremendous. Like I showed you, we're doing right now around $356,000 in the past 30 days. Annualize that, that's like 4.2 million. And I think we're going to hit $5 million on Amazon because of a lot of the things and the dials and knobs that we've twisted in order to get everything sort of dialed up. If the Amazon gods smile on you, right, and actually give you an Amazon badge or that Amazon choice badge, boom, through the freaking roof. All right, I'm talking next level. Now, you can get that badge for different search terms. We have had it for sea salt spray. Sea salt spray is our #1 product on Amazon that we sell. We sell a ton of it, right? But we've gotten that badge a few times for a few search terms, and boom, boom, sales explosion, right? Now, the other thing that sucks, though, is that you can lose it. And there's no explanation of how you get it, how you lose it, but you're basically competing against other competition in your space. And so for us, there was this company that sells a lot of sea salt spray. They're super cheap, inexpensive. Well, when we got it for a few weeks for that like #1 term, they went into like freak out mode because they obviously saw like a dramatic decrease in their business. And so they started lowering their price. They also offered like a 40% off coupon if you subscribe and save, and they ended up getting the badge back. And it sucks, and it really is kind of sucky when you lose them, but we got it for other terms, and now we're trying to actually compete in the hair texture space because we feel like there is a huge opportunity there. But all that to say, you should have two different businesses. You should have and sell on Amazon, but you should also have your .com so that you can build your list. Give you an example, all right? Chassis. All right, Chassis, the ball powder that Pete and Pedro basically said, yo, we want to do it better, which I did. Anyway, Chassis only and exclusively, for the most part, sold on Amazon. Now, Beard Brand, another company and friend of mine, Eric Van Holtz, he was like, no, I'm never selling on Amazon. Or I should say, he started and they pulled everything off. He's like, I'm cannibalizing my business. Well, that wasn't the case. And now he's getting back on Amazon because he's like, yo, I'm just losing money. Now, another company, the Backblade. The Backblade, my buddy Matt, you guys may have heard of the Backblade, that like shaver that you can do dry and stuff like that. They exclusively sell on Amazon. But he grew to like literally like, I think it was like something like $50,000 to like $100,000 a month in back blades that he was selling. He got it up higher, and he recently actually sold his business. Now, the other thing you need to understand, if you can build a successful Amazon store, there are a lot of people out there that would love to buy it. There are tons of people interested in buying successful FBA businesses. I've been contacted about it, and I'm like, no, I'm good, because once again, it's about once you figure it out, things are good. But getting to that point, it's challenging. It's not easy, but it's possible. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Amazon. If you guys want more Amazon-specific videos, down below say, yo, tell us more about Amazon. Amazon's sexy, right? Lots of people talking about it. Lots of people trying to teach you and tell you how they're going to help you build a successful FBA business. It's hard. It's hard. Take it from me. It's very hard. But it is possible. If you have the will, if you've got the time, if you've got the interest in doing it, you can do it. But understand that Amazon is a devil that you learn to dance with. All right? 1 minute. Things are good, right? You're like, yeah, Amazon's awesome. It just told me I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm sexy. But then on the next day, he tells you you're an ugly, fat pig. And you're like, wait a second, I'm not a pig, right? Please take me back, right? It's the devil you learn to dance with, but the potential upside is incredible. And so are you.